We apologise for the late running of Mr. Brazil. We hope that normal service will resume shortly.
Now, good morning. 7 minutes past 6 o'clock. Good morning. What are you turning your nose up, Ed? What's up with you? Sigurdsson back to sink the Swans.
Right footy shot from Sigurdsson. It's an absolute belter. No doubt that Swansea are missing Gylfi Sigurdsson, and he's just given them a little reminder of what £45 million has bought Everton.
Yeah, stunner from the Swansea old boy keeps them rock bottom. Big trouble. Well, Everton, can you believe it? They're up to 9-3. Yeah. Meanwhile, Kevin De Bruyne has reportedly agreed a new 6-year deal at Man City worth over... Oh, no, I want to go home, back to bed. £60 million deal, Ray.
Lovely.
Whoa.
Deserves it.
And should heads roll for the debacle down under Australia.
Whoever did the planning or the implementation should be sacked.
That's for people above my pay grade to make that decision, so we'll leave it up to them.
With the greatest respect, Trevor, Kim Hughes is way above your pay grade. Ex-Aussie captain, and he pulled no punches yesterday, Ray. Brilliant. Saying that, Trevor Bayliss insists he's still the right man to coach England, despite an explosive interview with former Aussie captain Kim Hughes, calling for the organisers of the disastrous Ashes tour to be sacked. He also said, Ray, in terms of fielding, it was an absolute joke, the worst he's ever seen in Test cricket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT Ford, and they're on for Pelly Ray Power.
The Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
8 after 6.
How you doing, Al? I'll tell you what, it's great that you're in the Christmas spirit, Al, at the moment.
Hands in the air. I'm struggling this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Tottenham. It's like drinking me then.
Tottenham Old Boys.
The Tottenham Old Boys, was it?
I was looking for you. Tony Woodcock was there for the
was
Arsenal.
He?
And Woody was
Tottenham Day.
Woody was in good form.
Woodle.
Yeah. Well, what a lovely night.
Was it good? Where did you have it? Down Enzo's.
Yeah.
So what ex Spurs players were there, Al?
Clubs a few.
Obviously, Aussie would have been right next to you.
I need to write them all down. I don't want to leave anyone out. But Woody was on the other table.
Dean Saunders, was he there?
Has anyone seen Dino? That's the question. Has anyone seen
party
Dino?
For Dean Saunders.
Oh dear. Dino.
Has he been Braziled?
He has been Braziled. Yeah.
See what you're doing to these presenters.
Well, I don't mean to do it, mate, but he just got... He got a little bit excited.
They keep turning... You keep changing them thick and fast because they're you. It's unbelievable.
What's that Kermit the Frog song? Halfway down the stairs, there's a... Well, Dino struggled
to be
down
fair,
the stairs.
Stairs
I've seen no more.
Them stairs are dangerous at the Enzo's. I can imagine if you had a few drinks, you can definitely go down them.
I'm saying no more.
Okay.
What about last night? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did watch it, yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Did you know the result?
No, I didn't see the game last night. I told you.
I know.
I was about to say, I was talking to Wayne last week. While you were tucked up in bed, I was up in Wigan talking to Wayne.
I was in Manchester as well. I was up there.
But you got $5,000, I didn't. I'm doing my job.
All right. I wish, Al.
It's on the £5,000 a week. Graham Beecroft. Beaky joins us now. Morning, Beaky.
Morning, Beaky.
A very good morning,
chaps. Why do you always chuckle, Beaky? I'm only telling the truth.
£5,000 a week. You're not talking about me, are you, mate?
Whoever did the planning or the implementation should be sacked. Second year ball, 3 overs old, start of the morning. All right, so Smith is batting with Sean Marsh. You've got to get wickets.
Yeah.
They had one slip. They had a sweeper out at deep point. They had a mid-off and a cover. Well, for God's sake. Honestly, it was pathetic. It just smacked of, we're not going to try and get him out. We're going to try and bore him out. And we're going to wait for him to make a mistake. Now, if you're playing international sport, waiting for people to make mistakes You know, what message does that send? It was absolute. It was the worst field settings I've ever seen in Test cricket.
Wow, Kim Hughes yesterday, I must admit, when he said that, I'm like, whoa, really? That bad? That bad? Let's...
The Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast, featuring Ray Parlour on talkSPORT.
Coming up, 10 minutes to 7 o'clock, the nutcases here, Gareth A. Davis. What we got, Gareth, coming up in the newspapers? What are you making up for us?
And a very good morning to you big numpty. It's this Wayne Rooney and co. keeping the good work up for Sam Allardyce at Everton. Of course, Everton undefeated since Big Sam took over. He's sprinkling some magic dust over the side. 3-1 over Swansea last night. And Gylfi Sigurdsson scoring against his old side, of course.
Thrown away, and they're suggesting that maybe you might want to think about using newspaper to wrap your presents up.
I can't wait to get home, Sandy. I've got a pet muntjac in my ground.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah, the last week I've seen him 3 times.
Will it eat from you? This is a deer, for those that aren't so wildlife.
Yeah. And he must be, he's not a baby, but he's young. He gambles about and looks at you. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see them.
And are you a sprout man? You like Brussels sprouts, don't you?
Oh, love them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With a bit of bacon, you cannot beat them.
According to Pigs in Blanket? You didn't know what they were last year.
Thomas Sprouts, you tube.
Obviously, it comes around and it's reported in the papers, and the Sun have run with it this morning, that Hughes says heads should roll. And, you know, I think he's right. And one of the problems for England, and it wasn't identified necessarily by him, but Trevor Bayliss, Mark Ramprakash, Graham Thorpe, all these guys in the England setup, Paul Farbrace, they're all quiet men. There's no Jim Telfer there. There's no Scott Quinnell. There's no Alan Brazil. God, the talk you gave to the boys this morning when you arrived. It's like this is going to be a show from hell this morning.
Well, I have to kick them down again.
There's no. You gave them a proper shoeing this morning. The thing is this. When it's sometimes when the side are down, when they're lacking confidence, there's no one to deliver that. He's attacked routes. England, when they had when Australia, when they started the third day with Australia 200 behind with Steve Smith, I think they were 4 down Australia, Steve Smith on 80 odd. What did they do? They gave him a virtual field where he could just.
So it's all down to route, that is.
It is down to route. The captain.
Not the bowlers. Not the bowlers.
No, the captain in cricket has a big say. Listen, James Anderson and Stuart Broad have not stood up in this series. James Anderson has bowled well in 1 inning, really. Craig Overton has looked the pick of the bowlers for me.
Alistair Cook.
Cookie out of sorts. He is a... Listen, the thing is this. It's fine for Kim Hughes to say that, but let me take you back to 1981.
What is wrong with what Kim told us yesterday?
There's nothing wrong with it, and he's spot on. They need a sea change. They have not gone there with the right attitude. They're missing Ben Stokes, clearly. He's the one guy who's... I don't want to say he'd have
a presence, no?
Well, I don't want to say he'd have a toe-to-toe battle with the Aussies, but they respect that in you, the Aussies. You have to front up with them. Both of them did it to them. Gatting did it to them. The boys in 2005s did it, with Michael Vaughan, a tough captain, Flintoff, Harmison, those boys, tough men, give it back. And the Aussies, they've got their foot on England's neck right now, and they aren't going to be letting them up in the...
It's going to be interesting to see the banter. The banter will be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but they don't
imagine
need to
them on
know.
the field.
They don't need to know. It's over. 3-0.
Yeah,
bang.
It is over.
Yeah,
the little urn goes back to goes back to Australia. It's a great shame. But the one thing I would say about Kim Hughes, it's fine him saying that. Back in 81, Botham's ashes, Ian Botham's ashes, Kim Hughes and his side capitulated. You remember it, Al? You were still playing at the time, weren't you? 1981.
We're talking about Edgbaston. No, Yorkshire, wasn't it? Yorkshire.
Botham, 5 wickets for 1 run to destroy Headingley. He got 149 not out. Bob Willis, 8 wickets. They bowled the Aussies.
But they were characters.
No, they were characters. No, but Australia had characters. They still had Marsh, Lilly and Thompson.
Big Merv and all that.
Big Merv, all those boys then. But the thing is, Hughes was hammered in the same way in Australia as Joe Root was.
But was it right? You know cricket more than me and Ray. So was he right about fielding the where Joe decided to put the fielders?
England have been
waiting for Steve Smith to make a mistake rather than get him out.
Waiting for him to make a mistake and using a strategy that you might use under English conditions rather than what you do in Australian conditions, where you actually need. One of the big debates coming out of it is that English cricket, county cricket, doesn't create bowlers that bowl at 90 miles an hour. It's that extra 5 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour, which makes.
Should they be allowed to bounce like they did?
Oh yeah, I think they should. But there's still a way. Look, I mean, there's still a way of intimidating England's batsmen, particularly their tail, and that's been one of the problems here. The tail hasn't wagged to get them 150 runs with 6 down, 5, 6 down, 7 down in any of the
Moeen Ali's had a he's been a disgrace, and with a great respect, he didn't mean to be, but he's been garbage. I
think Australia's 3 quicks. I know you've got a thing for Nathan Lyons in the fact that England never got after him, but he's been very clever. But it's the 3 quicks that have really destroyed England, because once they know England are 4 or 5 down, they know they can run through that tail.
Why are you sweating, Gareth?
I don't know, actually. I'm enjoying this.
Is he? Have you seen that?
He's off to San Fran after.
I am.
Do you know that? Where you going? Where you going?
Yeah.
I'm going Caravaggio.
There's something going wrong here, isn't there?
Caravaggio.
He's going San Francisco. You're going Caravaggio.
I've been there ages ago. It's no good. It's no good. It rains. It rains all the time. We're going to have a break, and we're going to talk De Bruyne. Through the back pages with the Telegraph's Gareth A. Davis, Kevin De Bruyne, and all the back pages today. Get in. What a deal he's been offered, Gareth.
Yeah, 62 million City deal, say the Sun Sport on the back. Kev to sign you. Deal delight for him. The De Bruyne to get 200k deal on the back of
200 grand a week.
Yeah,
but he deserves it.
And De Bruyne jackpot says the Daily Mail. I mean, look. It's
a good deal for
Man City.
A couple
of million signing on fee, you've had that in your time.
You've had that as well. No, you got that for your new deal at talkSPORT, didn't you? A little signing on fee.
It's not signed yet. Gav. Gareth, tell me about.
You can gav me.
No, I've just text Gav.
No, he's thinking of Gavy de Gavin.
I'm thinking of Woodbridge. So where have you been? You've got a boat in Woodbridge. Where'd you take the boat out?
What, Pedalo?
What, down the Deben, of course.
Do you? To where?
Well, I haven't been far in it.
The Maybush?
No, I haven't been far in it, to be honest, Al.
Have you been on it?
I think you're fibbing. I don't think you have a boat.
Yeah,
he's got one in his bath, that's what I reckon.
What, Rosie and Jim bought a barge or a proper boat?
Is it a barge?
No, it's a yawl. It's a sleeps 35 foot.
Yeah. So where do you know in Woodbridge? Have you been to Kesgrave? Have you been to Milson's yet, which is fantastic in Kesgrave? No. You haven't been anywhere, you numpty. Ask me, I'll tell you where to go.
I will.
Don't get him on the boat, though. Stock it up if you get out on the boat.
Well, you're going away, aren't you? You're going away for a few weeks. You're heading for I Left My Heart.
In San Francisco. Yeah, I'm see your Rooney. Now I get interviewed by.
But you shouldn't tell me these things.
Terrific interview with Wayne Rooney, by the way, at the weekend.
Wayne was good as gold. Good. I hope your bird is in San Francisco. And you will you hit Vegas? Will you go down to Vegas?
Of course I'll go to Vegas.
And what's happening then? Fury's back. Fury's back.
Well, Fury's back, which is great news. Billy Joe Saunders was brilliant.
He was
at the
fantastic,
weekend.
Wasn't he?
An absolute virtuoso masterclass. I think that's the finest performance by a British boxer abroad this year.
Jim Buchanan.
For a while.
South America was the best.
Ken Buchanan.
Yeah. His brother. Jim, I spoke to Jim last week in the pub. It was Ken, you're right.
But do you want to do today's...
Yeah, why not?
Well, I'm waiting for you. I'm filling time here. I'm waiting for you to lead.
Well, as we talked about... We just mentioned Rooney.
Ken Buchanan.
3-1 against Swansea last night. Obviously, Sigurdsson scoring against his old club. But Wayne Rooney, looking terrific. And you kind of... these guys are talisman for Sam Allardyce.
Gareth, let me tell you, Rooney's record with England, his record with Manchester United is phenomenal. So why do people still doubt him? Unbelievable.
Well,
well, he's the main man now, isn't he?
He's just had injuries in the very, very big tournaments that go mainstream. But do you think in this current run of form, I know you've spoken about him with him, do you think he could come back for England?
No.
What did Mo Farah do this year to get in the vote?
Sports personality, so what?
Is he bothered about it, really?
No, I think you're right. I think the spotty itself is outmoded and outdated. We could do with a new one.
I think what we can ask ourselves, I think he won with 85 or 88,000 votes? Yeah. I think you got to ask yourself why AJ didn't win it and why Lewis didn't. Have they got to look at themselves and say, I've got to be a little bit more humble when I talk to the camera and thank my fans rather than give it the larger one? Although I can't say that about Joshua. I'd maybe say about Hamilton, but maybe not Joshua.
No, it was a very peculiar. It's an absolute mystery. I think 2 or 3 nailed down kind of favourites have lost in the past, but in modern times, Frank Bruno.
You have a look. Ken Buchanan was a hero.
I've met Ken many times.
You like this Ken Buchanan? You keep going on.
He won it in South America. He was a hero.
Is he your mate, Al?
And when you eventually take your boat out, go down to Snape Maltings, the plough and sail.
Oh, I've been down to the Snape Maltings actually. Yeah, I do. I've been down there. Not on the boat yet though.
You park the boat outside it, you numpty.
Yeah. It's got a big draft. It's got a big draft, my boat.
It's a big draft in here. Shut that window. Gareth A. Davis heading to San Francisco.
Have a good trip, mate.
Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you in the new year.
7:29.
Check it out. Hank Potts Business Update on the Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
So, Hank, you got to be quick if you're going to talk to us for your 2 wee ones. Good morning, Mr. Potts.
Morning, guys. It sounds like you're getting into the Christmas spirit already, Mr. Brazil.
Last night, absolutely.
I thought it was a bar towards us. What's that? What is it, Al? There must be a wine bar in there. Waitrose's got one.
It is struggling.
Maybe